Hi everyone, Jean-Pierre from teamtennis.fr. In this video I'm going to make a review of this racket, the new Head Graphene 360 Plus Speed MP. Let's watch a part of a training session I did with this racket and then I talk to you about it. See you right now. Allez, on va voir ce que ça donne en shop. Ça va bien dans le filet. C'est pas mal en shop. Voilà. N'importe quoi. Okay, we are back to talk about this racket. Tennis Warehouse Europe sent me for a demo. By the way, for your tennis equipment, I advise you to go at Tennis Warehouse Europe. I have a partnership with this website and it's very nice from you if you use my affiliate link to buy at Tennis Warehouse Europe. Doing so, you will help me continue the videos I'm doing on YouTube in French and in English. You can find my affiliate link in the description under the video and you can also use the address that appears directly on the video. Thank you. Okay guys, let's go. Let's talk about this racket and first of all we are going to talk about the technologies we can find on this racket. So what is Graphene 360 Plus technology? First, graphene is a carbon-based material that has many properties. It is used in many fields, not only in tennis. It's characterized in particular by its resistance, its flexibility and its lightness, so of course it's interesting for tennis rackets. And Head has been using this material for several years for its tennis rackets to provide stability while maintaining a reasonable weight. So, in fact, Graphene 360 Plus technology is a combination of the Graphene 360 technology we had in the previous version and the new spiral fibers technology. What is spiral fibers technology? It has been added to the Graphene 360 to increase flexibility, feelings and comfort. These fibers are placed at the bottom of the frame, here in this area. So at the bottom of the frame to accompany the deformation of the frame while providing a flexible, clean feel with a reduced feeling of vibration. So we are going to have a little more comfort with this racket. So there is also something new concerning the swing weight of the racket. The swing weight of the Head Graphene 360 Plus Speed MP has been slightly increased compared to the previous version. We go from 317 to 328. The purpose of increasing the swing weight is to increase the stability of the racket and to help gain more power. And we are going to talk about the power of the racket because now I'm going to talk about my feelings when I played with the racket. Okay, so let's talk about my feelings on the court, and we start with the power of the racket. And I show you on the screen a ranking that is going to help you locate this racket in terms of power compared to other rackets maybe you already know. Anyway, like the previous models of the Head Speed, the Graphene 360 Plus Speed MP provides an intermediate level of power. We are halfway between low power rackets such as the Head Prestige, the Head Gravity, and rackets which provide a lot of power like the Head Instinct, Head Extreme, and also Head MXJ if we only talk about head rackets. The Speed MP will therefore be interesting for players who want a compromise between power and control. But really, I found that the Speed MP is quite easy to play. There is a good level of power, and in fact I've been surprised by the power I could get from this racket. I expected a bit more control. It's not difficult to play with this racket. There is just a bit of control. I had a nice power on my backhand. My backhand is my best shot. On my forehand, sometimes I lack power, and it was really easy with this racket. I even had too much power on my forehand, in fact, and it was also nice on my serve, which is a weak shot in my game. So there is an easy power with this racket, just a bit of control. As for the topspin, the sensations were also good. There is the head size 645 square centimeters and the string pattern 16 by 19. With this combination of head size and string pattern, the access to topspin is very correct. The access to topspin is not huge, is not extreme. Players who want a truly topspin or oriented racket will have to turn to the Babolat Pure Aero, to the Head Extreme, or even more topspin oriented racket with a more open string pattern, like for instance an 18 by 16 string pattern. So now a word concerning the comfort and the forgiveness of this racket, especially on off-center shots. Well, for me the forgiveness for off-center shots is very correct, and regarding comfort, I found this version slightly more comfortable than the previous version, maybe because of the spiral fibers technology, but anyway I found that the damping of the vibrations was a bit higher than on the previous version. Now, the maneuvrability of the racket. It's interesting because the increase of the swing weight could have reduced the maneuvrability of the racket, but I didn't feel it at all. I have read that some of the testers felt the increase of the swing weight, but really I didn't have this feeling. On the contrary, I found this racket very maneuverable, and sometimes on powerful shots I lacked stability, and I would have liked to have some more weight at the tip of the racket to increase even more the stability of the racket. I think you are going to have this problem of stability if you hit the ball with power, or if you have to play against someone who uses powerful shots. Okay, so most of the time the stability was fine. The problem was on powerful shots. If you want to be sure that you don't make a mistake when you choose a new tennis racket, my advice is always that you should test the racket before you buy any new tennis racket. So to conclude on the maneuvrability, very good maneuvrability at the baseline and at the net. Guys, I'm going to summarize for this Head Graphene 360 Plus Speed MP. There are a few differences from the old model, but it's very close. If you have the previous version and you switch to this one, for me, it's not going to be difficult for you. I felt a better vibration dampening, a bit more comfort with this new version. I didn't feel the increase in swing weight, and I found the maneuverability very good. Regarding the power of the racket, we stay on an intermediate level of power. It's not extremely hard to play with this racket. So I would recommend this racket to players with a versatile style of play, a bit aggressive in their game, who are looking for just a bit of control in their shots, but at the same time we are not looking for a racket that is going to provide them too much control. It's not very difficult to play with this racket, just a bit of control. So players who are looking for a racket with a good maneuverability, comfortable, good access to topspin, but not extreme. Players with an intermediate or advanced level, but I think that even good beginners that are in a good shape, that have a game that can progress quickly, they can start with this racket. It's not very difficult to play with this racket. To finish, I talked to you about the other head speed rackets. So there is an interesting racket, the Speed Pro, 310 grams unstrung, string pattern 18 by 20. So you're going to have more stability, more weight, a denser string pattern which is going to provide more control, a bit less access to topspin, but it's going to be interesting for players looking for a heavier racket with a bit more control. The access to topspin will remain correct with the head size 645 squared centimeters, recommended for advanced player. The Speed S, 285 grams unstrung, players looking for the same feelings as the Speed MP, but with a lighter racket, intermediate level, or even good beginners. The Speed MP Lite, 275 grams unstrung, beginners. Young players switching to an adult racket. There is a Speed Lite, 265 grams, it's very light, interesting for beginners, women, young players switching to an adult racket also. So women with an intermediate level looking for a light racket. And there is also the Speed PWR, 255 grams unstrung, a big head size, 742 squared centimeters, long body rackets, be careful. It can reduce the maneuverability, but the racket is very light, so it's going to be okay. Interesting for beginners, seniors, players who really want some easy power, big forgiveness, big tolerance, easy power, easy access to topspin. Guys, I stop here for this video. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comment. See you very soon in another video. Take care. Bye.